So from this video onwards, we'll be starting with module 4, concrete mix proportioning. So these are the contents so that you will be studying. That is introduction to concrete mix design, objectives, requirements of concrete mix design. There are two types of mixes: nominal and design concrete mix, and the factors influencing mix design. There are different methods of mix design. So in that we are using IS standard mix design. And then we have numerical problems. So before going to numerical problems, you have to know all these terms so that it will help you to solve the problems. Okay, so these are the outcomes. So after, at the end of this module, you can able to design the concrete for different grades of mix for required fresh and hardened properties using the uh, professional, that is IS codes. And then you can able to topic learning, you can able to explain about the concept of mixed design, and also you can able to solve the problem on mixed proportioning of concrete using IS 10262 2019. So here introduction. Actually this topic would have been studied earlier compared to that of a fresh concrete, because as you all know, in the manufacturing process, it is the first process is the batching. So in order to measure the materials, first we have to do the mix proportion. Okay, but before studying those terms, that is workability, segregation, bleeding, or other technical terms, if I directly jump onto the mix design, then you will not able to understand anything. Just simply you will by heart the steps, and then you will solve. So that's why I took after fresh concrete, because you will be knowing some technical terms in the concrete. So that's why after fresh concrete I took this module. So introduction about mixed concrete mix design. So for designing any concrete mix for a particular strength workability, we should know the properties of various materials that are required. And also, in addition to the properties of the materials, we should know properties of the concrete in both fresh and hardened states. So before designing, we should know what are the properties of the materials, and also we should know what are the properties of fresh and hardened concrete. So these properties, as you all know, varies from batch to batch. That's why our role of concrete technologist plays a very important role, so that from each batch to batch, so there should be uniformity in the concrete. But since we are dealing against the nature, so these properties sometimes varies from batch to batch and within the batch also. So that's why this concrete mix design is quite complex and difficult to produce in practice, because whatever we do the mix design in the lab, so the same condition has to be holds good in the site also, because whatever we do in the lab, it will be within the lab temperature, but when we take it to the outside, so we have to do some modification to suit the field conditions. So that's why concrete mix design is quite complex and difficult. So concrete mix design requires not only the knowledge of material properties, and also the properties of fresh and hardened conditions. That is, concrete mix design requires the knowledge, not only the knowledge of material property, as I told, you should know the knowledge of fresh state, that is a fresh condition, as well as the hardened conditions. So um, wider knowledge and experience of concrete. So you should have, other than the knowledge, we should have experience of concreting also. That is, we should have the wider knowledge in the lab, as well as in the lab we should know the we should have some experience of concreting. And even then, the proportions of material that is found at the lab requires, as I already told, whatever the proportions or whatever the design that we do in our lab, the same thing cannot be sometimes it will not hold good in the outside field conditions. So that's why we have to do some modifications so that it will suit the field conditions. So I think all of you have come across in building drawing. I think you have done PCC, plain cement concrete 1 is to 3 is to 6 or 1 is to 2 is to 4. So this 1 is to 2 is to 4 or 1 is to 3 is to 6 is the mixed proportion of concrete. So that is what we are going to design. Okay, so I hope you understood now. 1 is to 3 is to 6, how we got that 1 is to 3 is to 6 or 1 is to 2 is to 4? It is based on the mixed design that we have done prior to the batching. Okay, so batching is nothing but it is a measurement of materials. So prior to the measurement of materials, this concrete mix design has to be carried out. Then only the other process of batching, mixing, then it all starts. So concrete mix design is nothing but it is the determination of the proportion of concrete ingredients, that is cement, water, fine aggregates. So this concrete that we have uh, proportion, it should satisfy such as workability, strength, durability with with maximum economy. So in the simple words, it is the concrete mix design is a process of finding the proportions of the concrete mix, that is the proportion of concrete ingredients, so that it satisfies the workability, durability, strength, and with the maximum economy as possible. This is called as a concrete mix design. You can write either of these two definitions, but in my view, if you write the first definition, it will be better because that is the IS code definition. So IS code definition says it is a process of selecting suitable ingredients of concrete, that is, and determining their relative amounts. That is, relative amounts means we are doing the mix design so that in order to find the mix proportion of all the materials. So 1 is to 2 is to 4 means 1 proportion of cement, 2 proportion of fine aggregate, and 4 proportion of coarse aggregate. So from this mix design we are able to find their relative amounts, so that the concrete that we design, it should produce a required strength, durability, and workability with maximum economy as possible. That is termed as a concrete mix design. So mix design has the following objectives, that is uh, first one, to achieve the design workability in the plastic stage, that is in the fresh stage, and to achieve the desired minimum strength in the hardened state, and then to achieve the desired durability in the given environment conditions, and fourth one, to produce concrete as economy as possible. So I can divide this four objectives into two. That is, first objective says the workability, strength, and durability, and the second objective says to produce a concrete with economical production, that is with the minimum cost. Next, requirements of concrete mix design. So here some of the requirements that we have to make sure that when we do the mix design, this requirement should be there. That is the minimum compressive strength required from structural consideration, and that is there should be minimum strength, which is whatever the uh, concrete technologist or whatever the structural engineer says, because structural engineer, he will says to the concrete technologist that I want a required strength of M20, M30, or M40. So concrete technologist, what he will be do based on the suggestion taken from the structural engineer, and also he will make sure that he will take all the informations that is obtained in the site. That is, he should take based on the strength suggested from the structural engineer, he should take the property of the material, exposure condition, field condition, strength, durable requirements, then type of construction, and method of compaction, method of placing, all these things, and the reinforcement details. All these things he has to make sure that it suits the required site conditions suggested by the structural engineer, and then the concrete technologist will able to prepare the mix design based on the suggestion given from the structural engineer. So when he says some of the requirements has to be mandatory when we do the concrete mix design, that is the minimum compressive strength, it has to be there. Then we should have adequate workability so that we can able to compact and place in the site, and then maximum water cement ratio to give adequate durability for a particular site condition. There should be maximum water cement ratio and maximum cement content. We should make sure that the maximum cement content is within the limit of the IS standard, so to avoid shrinkage, cracking due to temperature. So these are the minimum requirements that has to be there in the concrete design that we do. Okay, that is strength, workability, durability, as well as the uh, maximum cement content to avoid shrinkage, cracking. So next, basic considerations in the mixed design, that is, these are the following 4 points that has to be kept in mind while considering any mixed design, that is cost, specification, workability, and strength and durability. So 1 minute, so many are wanted to join. Give me 1 minute so that if anyone wants to join, I will make them to join. Okay. So these are the 4 points that has to be kept in mind while designing the concrete mixes, that is cost, specification, workability, strength, and durability. When I speak about the cost, so the concrete is made up of material cost, equipment cost, and also the labor cost. So if you say cost of concrete, it is having three costs. That is, one is material, because we are dealing with the material, so that material cost will be there, and then equipment cost, because we are using some mixers, or we are using some placing techniques, compaction techniques, so equipment cost will be there. And third one is most important, is the labor cost. So for all these things, labor cost also because when we place the concrete or when we compact the concrete, that labor cost also will be there. So when we talk about cost of concrete, it is the three costs: material, equipment, and labor cost. So labor cost, as you all know, the work that they do in the form work, batching, mixing, in the curing, transporting, these the work that they do, the labors, so it is the same for both bad quality of concrete as well as for the good quality of concrete. So the only variables that can be uh, do, or the only variables that we can change, is only by means of the material cost. So we have to make sure that we use the cost of cement and admixtures less in the concrete, so in order to obtain, and also less to be minimum as possible, in order to obtain a good economical mix. Because the cost of the cement bag is more compared to that of the cost of the aggregates, because one bag of cement, it costs around 400 to 500 rupees. Okay, so cement is several times costlier than the aggregates. And also, if we use any admixtures, because in most of the works they use admixtures also, so if we use cement and admixtures, that leads to more cost compared to that of the aggregates. So what we have to do is to keep the concrete as economical as possible, we have to use minimum cement content and admixtures. So and also to make sure that the obtained cost is economical. So if we use minimum cement content and admixtures, obviously the obtained mix will be lean mix. Okay. uh, so next is specification. So the following points should be kept in mind while designing concrete mixes. That is, minimum compressive strength required, as already told. It is a basic requirement. Minimum water cement ratio, and then um, maximum water cement ratio also it is required, and maximum cement content and maximum aggregate to cement ratio. These are the specifications which is given in the code book also, that is in the IS 456 2000. What should be the minimum compressive strength for a particular grade, what should be the maximum and minimum water cement ratio, all these specification details it is given in the code book, that is IS 456 2000. Next, workability. So as you all studied in fresh concrete, so the workability means it should be it should be ease with which concrete can be uh, easily mixed, placed, compacted, finished. So here if we don't get a workability, so we should not go on adding the water. As you all know, instead of adding a water, to obtain high consistency we should not add more water. So if you add more water, you know what will happen, it will decrease the strength. So in order to obtain high consistency at the time of placing, so we have to use either water reducing admixtures or any retarding admixtures, so that by using less amount of water we can able to obtain good consistency and good workable concrete. So adding of water, it is the last step, that we if we fail in all the other steps, then the last step is the addition of water. So if we think that the concrete is not workable at the time of placing, we should not add the water at this time. We should add some water reducing admixtures to the concrete, and once again we have to mix, then the concrete will be having workability. At that time you can able to place. Next is strength and durability. Strength and durability requires lower water cement ratio, as I already told. What if the water cement ratio is less, then the strength will be more. If the strength will be more, then durability aspects also will be good. So strength and durability require lower water cement ratio, and it is usually achieved not by increasing the cement content, but by lowering the water at a given cement content. So whatever the cement content it might be, with the lowering of the water content, we can able to achieve the good strength. According to Abraham's law, so he is the one who has given the relation between the strength and the water cement ratio. He says the strength of the fully compacted concrete is inversely proportional to the water cement ratio. So if the water cement ratio increase, then strength decrease. If the water cement ratio is low, then obviously the strength will be increased. So water demand can be lowered by the control of grading of the aggregates, or by using any water reducing admixtures. So you have studied the factors affecting workability. So if you do the grading of aggregates well, that is if you take all the sizes of the aggregates in a concrete mix, then we can able to reduce the water demand. And also by using water reducing admixtures, you can able to reduce the water demand. So these are the grades that is specified in the IS 456 2000. So M10, M15, M20. So these are the ordinary concrete. Standard concrete varies from M25 to M55, and high strength varies from M60 to M80. So these are the group and the grade designation given in the IS standards. So the third column says the characteristic compressive strength of 150 mm cube at 28 days. So if you prepare a concrete, and if you test the concrete after 28 days of curing, okay, the required strength that is obtained should be for M25, the minimum or the maximum minimum strength that has to be obtained after 28 days is 25 newton per mm square. Okay, if you take any of the grade M30, M40, M55, whatever it might be, after you test that concrete for the compressive strength after 28 days of curing, then the required strength should be obtained is the table it is specified in the third column. If we use M40 grade concrete in our construction work, after 28 days of curing, the required strength that is obtained should be 40 newton per mm square. Okay, so this is the table that is specified in IS 456 2000. So what is M20? So what is M and what is 20? So M refers to the mix, okay, whereas 20 refers to the characteristic strength of concrete when it is measured at 150 mm cube at 28 days. That is the required strength that is obtained in Newton per mm square. So So understand the definition of characteristic strength, because that is very very important when we do the mix design. Okay, so I have taken a pick from the, I have taken snip from beans of a snipping tool. I have taken a definition of characteristic strength from the IS code. So characteristic strength says that the strength of the material, that means the that value of strength of the material below which not more than 5% of the test results are expected to fall. That means if you test 100 samples of concrete, that is if you test 100 cubes of concrete, so if you take M20 grade concrete, so you have 100 cubes. Okay, so if you do the test of all those 100 cubes, okay, 95 cubes should show the strength of 20 or more than 20. Okay, only 5 cubes can show less results, that is less than 20. Okay, that is the meaning of characteristic strength. Okay, so if we say M30, if you that means only 5% of the test results are expected to fall. If you take M20 M30 mix, okay, after 28 days of curing, the 100 cubes that you are testing, in that 95 cubes should show more than 30 or equal to 30 newton per mm square. Only 5 cubes can show less than 30 newton per mm square. If in case if 10 sample shows less than 30 newton per mm square, then we should discard that sample. We should not use for the construction, because it doesn't matches the IS codal provisions. Okay, so only 5% can able to test results can expect it to fall. Other 95% should show equal or more than the specified strength. Okay, so for minimum grade for PCC is 50 Newton per mm square. So the minimum grade that has to be used for plain cement concrete is 15 Newton per mm square, whereas the minimum grade for RCC work it should be M20. That is the minimum grade for RC work is 20 Newton per mm square. So you cannot use M10, M7.5, M15 for RCC, because IS code says that minimum grade of concrete for RCC is M20. It should be more than M20, not less than M20. So next we have two types of types of mixes, that is a nominal and design mixed concrete. So in the nominal mixed concrete, all the proportions are in the past when they started doing the IS code. So all the specifications of the proportions of cement, fine and coarse aggregate is already fixed. Okay, and also the cement aggregate ratio is also fixed. So these nominal mixes, which it will gives the adequate strength as per their mixes, but these mix proportions in the nominal mixes they are already fixed. Okay, so this is nominal mixes is usually used for small scale works. Okay, so these are the proportion for nominal mixes. So M5, M7.5, M10, M15 and M20. So these are the proportions which has been fixed. Okay, if you are using M10 and you cannot do the mix design. Okay, M10 is a nominal mix, so that mix proportion of 1:3:6 is already fixed, so you cannot do the mixed design for M10 concrete. Similarly, if you are using for our construction work M20, so for M20 grade concrete, you cannot use the mixed design because it is a nominal mix. It comes under a category of nominal mix. So M20, the mix proportion is already fixed, that is 1:1.5:3. So that proportion only we have to use for our construction work. You cannot do the mixed design for these nominal mixes, that is M5, M7.5, M10, M15 and M20. So these are called as a nominal mix. So next we are more focused on these kinds of design mixes, because these design mix are produced under quality control, keeping in view of the strength, durability and workability. So first we should we'll decide the strength what it is required, we should decide about the durability aspects, we decide about workability aspects, and then we are going to design the mix. Okay, whereas in the nominal mix it is not the case. So with the standard with the mix of M5, they have given the mix proportion and it satisfies only the strength requirements. Okay, whereas durability requirements, it mean it will not be much taken care of, whereas it adequately satisfies the strength requirements. Okay, Whereas design mix, so we are going to keep in view of it this strength, durability and workability, and then we are going to design the concrete mix. So that is called as a design design mix concrete. And also we are taking about other factors like compaction equipment, curing method, type of cement, and the quality of fine and aggregates. All these things have to be kept in mind before arriving the mix proportion. In the design mix, before going to do the mix proportion, or before we do the mix design, okay, we should be knowing what kind of batching we are doing, what kind of transporting methods that we are adopting, what kind of compaction equipment that is we are using in the site to compact, what kind of placing method that we are adopting, what kind of curing method we are adopting. All these things has to be decided earlier, that is prior to the proportion of the mixes. Okay, then only we can able to arrive the suitable mix proportion that has to be satisfied in the site. Okay, so simply we can't do the mix proportion as it is by assuming certain things. So we should kept in mind whatever the things that we are doing in the site, prior planning should be there, then only we can able to do the mix proportion. So that these kind of design mix, it varies with the structures. Okay, for the dams or for the bridges or for the RCC construction, for normal RCC construction, these kind of concrete mix design mixes will vary based on the structures that we are that we are constructing in the field. So factors influencing the choice of mix design. So according to IS 456 and IS 1343, IS 1343 is for the pre-stressed concrete, whereas IS 456 is for the reinforced cement concrete. So there are certain factors that is influencing the design of concrete mix. That is grade of concrete, type of cement, maximum nominal size of aggregate, grading of aggregate, maximum water cement ratio, workability, durability, and quality control. So these are the factors that is influencing the choice of mixed design. First is grade of concrete, as already explained. So the grade of concrete gives the characteristic compressive strength of concrete. So if you take M20 grade, so as I told, M indicates the mix and 20 indicates the characteristic strength, that is FCK, that is 20 Newton per mm square. So only 5% of the test results are expected to fall, whereas 95% of the strength should be equal to 20 or more than 20. So when we do the mix design, uh, keeping in mind of this characteristic strength, we'll able to get the target mean strength. I will explain that when I take up the mix design problem. So we'll able to find the target mean strength, that is after 28 days we have to obtain or we have to reach that target mean strength. Okay, so these are the is code table, the same thing which I have displayed there. Okay, so the m5 to m20, actually it is already fixed, that is called as a nominal mixed concrete, whereas from m25 to m60 it is the sorry, m55 it is the standard concrete, whereas m60 onwards it is a high strength concrete. Next, type of cement. Type of cement also plays a very important role in developing the strength of concrete, because uh, if you have understood, if you have seen the curing video which I have uploaded, the lecture video, or if you have seen the notes, then you will able to understand, that is if the cement particles get hydrated, if all the cement particles get hydrated, then we can able to achieve good strength. Okay, so when we place the concrete, some kind of due to atmospheric condition, the moisture will be lost due to evaporation. So that's why we have to do the curing. So why we have to do the curing? Because we have to keep the surface moist, so that all the cement particles in the concrete has to be get hydrated. If all the cement gets hydrated, then we can able to achieve the good strength. So that's why the type of cement also plays a very important role in developing the strength. So we have OPC 43 and OPC 53. If we go on increasing our strength, so if we use M40, M50, M60, if higher the strength of the concrete, then we use a lesser cement content. Okay, so in the market we have OPC 43 and OPC 53. OPC 33 is not available in the market. So if you use OPC 43 and 53 as the high for the high grade strength of concrete, so we can able to save 15 to 25% of the cement compared to OPC 33 grade of cement. Next, maximum nominal size of aggregate. So as you all know, higher the size of the aggregates, better will be the workability. But we cannot, as already told, we cannot use 80 for the concrete. Okay, we have certain IS condition, IS codal provisions. So the maximum nominal size of coarse aggregate should not be more than one fourth of the minimum thickness of the member. So if the thickness of the member is say 150 for the slab, so one fourth of 150 we can use as the maximum nominal size. Or there is one more condition also. So that if you use any size of the aggregate, then it should be 5 less than the distance between the two bars, that is 5 less than the distance between the two bars, or 5 less than the minimum cover. Whichever comes smaller, then we have to use that size of aggregates. So this is given from the IS code. I have take a pic from the IS code. So IS code also says the same. For heavily reinforced concrete member, the nominal maximum size should be less than 5 less than the minimum distance between the bar, or 5 less than the minimum cover to the reinforcement, whichever is smaller. Okay, so since theory says bigger the size of aggregate, concrete workability will be more, we cannot take the bigger size. We have to satisfy this condition whichever I have told in the previous slides, and then we have to take the size in the concrete. So workability of concrete increases with the maximum size of the aggregate, because the surface area for the maximum size of larger size of aggregate is less. So you can you have lesser cement paste, so that you will get the good workable concrete. But the smaller size of the aggregates, the surface area will be more, then you require more cement paste for the lubrication. So that is where we use the higher size of the aggregate compared to lower size of the aggregate. Prior, this condition has to be satisfied, these two condition has to be satisfied. Next, grading of aggregates. So grading of aggregates, as you all know, the grading of aggregate influences the mix proportion for a specified workability. So in a concrete mix, there should be all the grades. That is, it should be M20, M16, M12, 20 16 12.5 10 all the sizes of aggregates should be there, so that the voids will be very less, and also cement paste that is required for lubrication will be more. So if we use a well graded aggregate in the concrete, then we can able to achieve the good strength. Next, maximum water cement ratio. As I already told, Abraham's law, I've already discussed with this. Strength of the workable concrete depends on the water cement ratio. Lower the water cement ratio, then greater will be the strength. Then workability also we have studied. So it is the ease with which concrete can be mixed, transported, placed, compacted, and finished without any segregation or bleeding. Then durability you have not studied, because I have not touched the module 3, so I have jumped directly to module 4. So durability depends on the exposure condition of the surrounding environment, and also it depends on the water cement ratio. Okay, so the durability of concrete is its resistance to the environmental conditions. So higher strength concrete is more durable than the lower strength concrete, so that's why the compressive strength has to be more. So if the compressive strength of concrete is more, then obviously the durability aspects also will be improved. So for high strength concrete, the condition of the exposure are very much vital, because that determines the water cement ratio to be used in the site. So these are the environmental exposure conditions, which is given in the table 3 of IS 456. Okay, so we have 5 environmental conditions. So when we do the construction work, so say if you are doing in Mangalore, okay, if the construction work is doing in Mangalore, then Mangalore comes to which environmental conditions we have to check. Okay, so Mangalore, where we have concrete, sometimes it will be completely immersed in sea water, where the concrete surface exposes to sea water spray, or where the concrete structure is going to there, if it is nearer to the sea, then the environmental conditions come to severe or very severe. Okay, whereas other conditions where there is especially in Bangalore or any other region where there is no uh, sea, then it comes to mild and moderate. Where there is sea water or coastal environment, if the concrete is exposed to coastal environment, then it comes to severe or very severe. Or if the structure is constructing near the ocean, near, if any offshore structures is going to construct where there is a severe tide waves, so then it comes to environment condition as extreme. Okay, otherwise it comes to Mangalore, it comes to severe or very severe. Okay, so we have to, before we do the mixed proportion, we have to check our construct, whatever the building that we are going to construct, in which location it going to come, and based on that we have to decide the environmental exposure conditions. Why we have to do this? Because it will this is also IS code, that is, if you select severe, okay, say example, if you say severe, if you're doing construction in Mangalore, if you take severe, then uh, see severe condition for plain concrete and for reinforced concrete, you have two types. So usually we are going for a plain cement, for a reinforced concrete. Okay, for severe condition, the minimum cement content should be 320 kg per m cube. So it should not be less than 320 m cube. When we do the mixed design, you will get to know. I will once again I will explain there. So for severe, the minimum cement content should be 320 kg per m cube. It should not be more than, sorry, it should not be less than 320 kg per m cube. And similarly, the maximum water cement ratio should be used is only 0.45. You cannot increase the water cement ratio more than 0.45. You can use a less water cement ratio if you want, but you can't use more water cement ratio as per the code specified. And also minimum grade of concrete, it says M30. For severe condition, the minimum grade should be used is M30. It should not be less than M30. It should not be less than M30, that is M25 or M20. You cannot use in this severe exposure conditions. So the minimum grade says M30. It should be more than M30. I guess you understood. If you take severe condition, the minimum cement content should not be less than the number specified, and the maximum water cement ratio, it should not be more than the number specified, and the minimum grade of concrete, it should not be less than the number specified based on their uh, conditions. Okay, that is based on their exposure conditions. But another clipping is there at the bottom, it says maximum cement content. For cement content, the maximum cement content should be used is 450 kg per m cube. It is there at the below, 450 kg per meter cube. So if you take a severe exposure condition, minimum is M320 and maximum is 450. So whatever the cement content that you use, it should be in between 320 to 450. And the maximum water cement ratio and minimum grade, we have to follow the codal provisions. So these are the methods that we use for concrete mix design, that is IS Indian Standard Method, American Concrete Institute method, and road note number 4 method, Indian Road Congress 44 method. There are different methods. Okay, so in that we are studying only the Indian Standard method. We are not touching about the any other methods for the concrete mix design. We are only studying about the Indian standards. So I will we have another 8 minutes time, so I will jump on to this. So factors to be considered for mixed design. So the grade designation, we should know prior to the doing of the mixed design what kind of grade that we have to do the mixed design, we should know. And then type of cement we should know, okay, because that influence the compressive strength. Type of cement should be known earlier. Then maximum size of the aggregate should be known. Okay, so what should be the maximum size of the aggregate, it has to be decided earlier. And the cement content and the workability of concrete. So these are the factors, main factors to be considered for mixed design, that is grade, type of cement, maximum size of the aggregate, then workability aspects. All this has to be considered before doing the mixed design. So data which is required, so there are two slides, so I'll explain this. So data which is required for mixed proportioning, so these are the data required: grade designation, type of cement and grade of cement, what kind of OPC or PPC or what its grade, maximum nominal size 20 mm or 60 mm, those nominal size should be known, minimum cement content and maximum water cement ratio. Just now we discussed in the durability aspects based on the exposure condition that we should know. Workability required at the time of placement, because as you all know, you have studied the slump test. For different works we have different slump values. For type of work, for different types of work, we have to make sure that whatever the workability value that is required we should know. For example, for RCC construction, then we require the slump of 50 to 100. So that has to be known earlier before doing mixed design. Then transporting time from RCC plan, RMC plant to the site, what is the transporting time? Exposure condition, our building comes to which environmental condition, that we should know. Method of placing, so there are different methods to place the concrete. So what kind of placing techniques that we are using, that we should know. Then type of coarse aggregate, whether the coarse aggregate is rounded, angular, flaky, elongated, or the coarse aggregates are artificial, that is manufactured, all these things should be known. Then type of fine aggregates, here also whether we are using a natural river sand, or we are using M sand, or we are using quarry dust, that also we should be knowing. Then maximum cement content from the IS standards we should know. Then whether we are using a chemical admixtures, or what type of chemical admixtures we are using, or what type of mineral admixture we are using, what is the proportion, what is the percentage of mineral admixture we are using, or what is the percentage of dosage that we are using for chemical admixture. All these things has to be known before we do the mixed design. Okay, so this is the uh, theoretical aspects of concrete mix design. Okay, in the next class, so I will discuss with the in the next class I will discuss with the uh, uh, that is, in the next class I'll be discussing with the procedure of the concrete mix design. We have 10 steps to do the concrete mix design. In the next class I'll be discussing that, and followed by I will start doing the problems. Okay.